What is up, everyone? Welcome to Reezy Talks episode 89. I am your host, Reezy Resells, and I am here today with Sam and Misty, aka West Coast Goodz and West Coast Gems on Instagram and YouTube. And we're going to talk about reselling for like an hour or so. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
I'm so excited to have you guys. I was just talking before the show with you guys, and I'm going to share it with the live guests. But I was like, man, some people take life too seriously, and I know, not that I've consumed a lot of your content, but from what I have, I don't think you're one of those persons that takes life too seriously.
No. We just keep it real. That's it. Course. Enjoy life and keep it real. That's all you can do.
We have fun in everything we do.
Awesome. Shout out. Let's do give some love to the guests here. Shout out.
Richie Hustle's in here.
I'm going to have to put my glasses on because I can't read with these sunglasses. My vision is getting terrible. But these lights just kill you, man. So, there we go. What's up, Richie Hustles? Goldchild Brown, Matt Cooper, Buy Low, Sell Hines, Entrepreneur Mom of 7, Ship Flip, Carol, Jose Caballero, McDonald's to Millionaire. We got mad peeps in here. How many people are in here?
The Corona bucket.
We got 117 people watching. All right, guys.
Nice.
If you love my channel and you love West Coast Goodz and West Coast Gems, please smash the like button because we're about to get into a fun hour, drop some knowledge and learn about Sam and Misty. So from what I know about you guys, you've been full-time reselling for a long time, right?
Yeah, going on, 13 years almost.
Wow, that's a long time. 13 years. That's pretty much almost as long as me. Pretty much like right there, give or take a little bit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're grandfathered in.
Yeah, no. And we're going to do a little bit of celebrating here. We're going to celebrate that 13 years. And just because we always celebrate success around here, and Sam pointed out that my channel broke 120,000 subs. Not that I honestly kind of stopped paying attention because I was like, do you celebrate like 105, 106, 110, 150? I don't know, whatever. We're just going to celebrate because we're going to celebrate success. Shout out Empathy Wines. I got some rosé here. It's going to make the show a little bit more fun. But at the same time, we're going to do some talking. So I want to talk about where you were at in your life before you were reselling, how you got into reselling. Let's just talk about all that stuff. That's like my favorite stuff, like the dirty, crusty journey about how you discovered reselling and you just left the corporate world, you know what I mean? Or wherever it is that you came from. So
definitely corporate, suit and tie.
Yeah, let's get to know who you guys are. Let's share that with people.
Yeah.
So about 2007, I was doing mortgages. I was an underwriting manager at a mortgage company. And, it's about the same time that, the market was crashing. Times were really bad. We knew that loans were coming to an end. And I kind of bought a BlackBerry off of a friend to, it just kind of needed a smartphone. This is back when, everything was still like the Razor flip phones. And I couldn't get the hang of it. It was black and white. The phone really sucked. So I put it on eBay and, I made like $50 in like a week. So, we just decided to kind of, invest our first, check. I think we put like 7,000-8,000 just.
Yeah, it was close to 10. A Castleberry loan. So it was a good chunk of money. I was actually the receptionist to his company. And it went from there.
Yeah, I invested a whole commission check into cell phones, and like within a month, we kind of doubled our money. And like I said, the mortgages were coming to an end, so I just quit my job and just went hard selling cell phones on eBay. And when we were doing this on eBay, I mean, we're talking about the days where they were sending you money orders in the mail.
Right.
And half those money orders were fake, so you had to you sold an item.
At least half of them.
Exactly. And you know what? You didn't know until you got to the bank and looked like a fool.
Yeah, back in the day when feedback was a lot more important because we didn't have that kind of protection.
Oh, yeah. And, we didn't have phones to look up anything. You kind of just had to go with your...
How about this one? Getting just a straight envelope with money in the mail.
Yep. That happened a lot. Yeah, you'd totally be surprised. This was like just right after the Beanie Baby boom. And like I said, after a month, we just quit our job. And
Where were you getting the cell phones from?
a lot were just off of eBay, off of Craigslist. We were just driving around the, local cell phone, companies, hitting them up, asking them, if we can purchase when, people upgraded their phones or older phones, and they were just rolling in.
Yeah, Craigslist was huge.
Right. So just what was most of it? What was like the majority of it, if you could break it down?
Yeah, buying off of eBay and Craigslist and just flipping. And then, we just drive around from county to county, reaching out to different cell phone companies.
Okay, cool. Because I just want to dig into that because I think that's very interesting. So the whole driving around and talking to people, did you like dress up in a suit and tie when you went to go meet people, or how did you portray that?
No, it was just, us being us and just being blunt. I mean, there was money for both sides. So, when people are upgrading their phones, they didn't have a place to sell it back then. So most of the time they just throw it in a drawer. So, if they can get 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks for it, they jump on it. So, we'd ask, people that worked at the stores, hit them up, see if you can buy it, resell it to us.
Yeah, and, I mean, that market is still really viable. You know what I mean? Like, you still see the vending machines. They got them out there where they'll buy back your electronics. I don't even know how that works exactly. Like, like first time I don't know you. Like, I don't know. You put it in, they give you the money. How do they know it's not fake? I don't know how that works, but
they look at you.
Yeah, I know you could stand in front of that machine, and it's like a whole business model. Shout out, flip a dollar. Anthony told me about this. People come up, and then like as long as you can like get them to trust you, you're like, look, go ahead and get your little quote. I'll give you more than the machine will give you, no doubt. Cash right now.
More than they're offered, and they're happy.
Yeah, that's a business model in itself because those things are robbing people.
Yeah, definitely. And then, like the cell phones just got really, really big for us because we started doing like custom Blackberries where, we change out the housings, do, custom color keyboards, housings, back covers. And it got really, really big for us. And, when we were in San Diego, we just started, doing deliveries off of Craigslist. And, she was gone from like morning till night just doing nonstop deliveries.
About 10 to 12. We would charge a $10 gas fee because we lived in San Diego County. It's a pretty large county. So we lived in the northern part of San Diego County. The majority of the population was southern San Diego. And so they would call, want the phone, but not willing to drive. And so we thought about that delivery, and that blew up.
So delivering cell phones as well, that's pretty awesome. And that was way early too, way back in the day.
Yeah, that was 2008.
Yeah, about 2008. And that lasted about 5 years.
Yeah,
right?
so it was like 2008.
All right, let's take a quick second to say thanks to Sue Ann for the $5 super chat, and cheers to success, and have a monumental appreciation sip of special beverage.
And I'll take a shot of tequila for that.
I'll let you do that. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Oh,
awesome. I was so thirsty. So shout out for the super chat. It all goes to a reserve bank account that accumulates interest and is just reserved for buying drinks for when I meet the guests of the show in person. So
awesome.
We
drink a lot. We need to raise up some money tonight. Come on,
we
guys.
got $5. We got $5 in the bank, in the future bank, guys. So shout out Miggity Mike. I see him out there in the chat. We got some administrators. So I didn't realize it until today, but I actually met you before, Sam.
Yes, sir. At what was it? Hustler Hacks meetup in, I think, LA, right?
Right. It's hard to argue when someone sends you a selfie of you with them. I'm like, yep. We definitely met before.
Photoshop.
Yeah, and I was like, I think I remember that. Shout out Hustler Hacks. If you guys don't know Glenn Zubia, Hustler Hacks, go check him out. He's been in the game for a long time. He does Ross finds, sneakers, crazy wholesale thing he's had going on recently.
Yeah,
I didn't see the video. Did you?
No, I just seen the little clip with all the. I think they were Jordans.
Yeah, I saw the Instagram clip as well. I didn't go look at the YouTube. Sorry, Glenn, but it's probably a sick video. I imagine it was sick. But anyways, shout out Hustler Hacks, bringing people together at the Out Hustled meetups. Those are pretty cool.
Times.
Definitely. So you guys are married, right?
We are actually getting married in September.
Oh, awkward. Sorry. No. Congratulations.
Okay.
Congratulations. And yeah, so I've seen some kids on someone's Instagram. One of you guys.
Yes,
We have 3.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Cool.
18,
Great.
16, and 11.
Oh, 18. How old are you?
I'm 38.
Oh, awesome. We're super in the same boat because I'm 35. I have a 19-year-old.
Okay.
So we're in the
Started young,
same.
just like me.
Yeah, I was 16, barely 16, but it was the year 2000.
Yes, it was.
Thanks for making me feel old.
Dude, no, we're still young, man.
Yeah, still young at
I'm
heart.
out here. I'm like, as long as I retire before 40, I'm crushing it. After that, all I want to do is just become a travel vlogger. So if you guys haven't figured it out by the time I'm 40, I'm sorry.
So while you were just talking about, how we used to do it, I don't think people really realize how easy they have it with just a cell phone. I mean, they have, 100 times more, just options to them than we did, from being able to look at sold comps or rank or, just all these apps that are available. And so, there should be no excuses now.
But they're still complaining.
Yeah, it's crazy though. We've gone into the era of spoon feeding where people want you to give it to them. And I actually get this a lot of times where people ask me stuff and I'm like, Google it. You know what I mean? Or and even people, they appreciate me and they're like my biggest fan. And they're like, I remember the first time I messaged you, you just told me, Google it. And I was like, for real, bro, Google it. I guarantee you asked me some dumb shit. And that's I've learned over time, I invest, when someone gets my attention, I put my soul into it. It's 150% of me. And
Definitely.
This is what you get. And then it hurts me when I give it to them and then they don't even invest 100% of themselves into taking action of it. And so from that hurt, I've learned to pre-qualify people to be like, yo, are you ready to help yourself? Even physically, people will be like, blah, blah, blah. And I'll just be like, are you ready to help yourself? And then they never reply because I put them on the spot or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. And then good. I didn't have to invest any of my, my soul energy. So
yeah, I don't get it with, just the newer generation. It's handed to them and it's not really hard. It really isn't.
Yeah. I like to say that it's not hard, but it's hard work, right?
Exactly.
A lot of business models, require a lot of capital, a lot of employees, a lot of moving parts. You can't do it from home. You need this license, you need a vehicle. I've seen people do this business, underage, 15 years old with a backpack on the weekends, riding around on a bike, calling their dad to pick them up when they bought too much stuff.
Totally feel you.
I'm not even playing.
Yeah. I know.
So what does Mr. Richie Hustle say here?
Don't do it.
Richie Hustle said, I want to see Sam take 2 more shots of tequila. Salute.
Don't do it.
Oh,
No,
man.
you're taking 1.
I'll take 1.
No,
and
we
then
have
1.
a dinner date, so
I like how you're keeping him in line.
Well,
Yeah.
And I
here's one for
appreciate that you came on the show because on the real, we need to get more powerful women on the show. We don't have enough. My audience is 80% male, and I want to bring in. I won't bite, you know what I mean? But I figure if we put more women on the show and on the podcast, then it will, encourage more to come on the show. Because I ask some, and some people are shy. They don't do YouTube.
Misty Hustles, I'm telling you.
She can mess you up. She'll beat you in an arm wrestling match.
No,
I had my beard going for the last year, and I always source her. So we took a little challenge last week to see who could make a higher return on $100, and she whooped my ass. I had to shave my beard off.
Oh man!
She took $100 and turned it into $270 in under an hour at Marshall's.
I was gonna ask you because 270%
100% return.
You had like a solid Hebrew beard going on. I don't know if that's acceptable thing to say or if that's
It's
like
okay.
frowned upon.
I don't know what's except what.
He's actually Middle Eastern, so
2 shots for Sam. Thanks for the idea, Richie.
Oh
This is
my.
not good.
Oh man, this just turned into
no
drink
guys,
champs.
no guys.
This is
we
not
need-
good. Drink champs. Reezy drink champs. See, this is
Reezy
what I'm
drink
saying, guys.
champs.
You never know what's going to happen on YouTube, and you just need to put content out there to see what works and what doesn't work with your audience, because honestly, it's like a self-awareness cycle, and you see what the audience likes and they react and it's good, and then you just go with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So as of now, I'm changing my entire content direction. We're just going to drink and talk
Yes.
shit about
I gotta-
reselling.
It's a
New
drink
show.
off.
I got a question for you, Reezy.
Let's
What
do
is
it.
the most that you raised during a show? Because we got to beat it tonight.
Dude.
This is ridiculous. I don't know. I think
Roughly.
I've actually had like $100 super chat once or a 50.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Come on, guys.
I do know this though. There is some API interface with YouTube that allows you to do different things with the super chat. I don't know if you can set it for different dollar amounts. So then I could get like a siren or like a confetti cannon that blows me in the face. So like randomly, if you hit me with a $10 super chat, I just get blown in the face with confetti.
You just get your daughter in there to like actually bring out the confetti cannon.
Either way, I
Come
just think it's funny. You can play with it. So let's talk about like where you're at right now. Oh, shout out Roberto Blake is in the chat. What's up, Roberto?
Hello.
Roberto is one of my mentors. He doesn't know it yet, but he is. He might know
Hello,
it.
Roberto.
Roberto is an amazing YouTuber. I learned a lot of what I know about YouTube from Roberto Blake. Awesome dude. So let's talk about like financial success, because I know that's always important. People want to hear that. Like, where are you guys at? At least gross, and you could at least say like, at least whatever you want to share. Not everyone wants to share, but I think the easiest would be like, what was your gross sales last year, and what's your approximate, profit percentage?
Last year, I think we were a little over 360,000. The way that everything always goes back into the company, I just pay myself a flat $1,000 a week, and everything always just gets recycled back into the business. And everything is just pretty much split between, Amazon and eBay. I say about 70% of what we do is Amazon. The rest is eBay. That's really... That's what it is. Yeah, it's about
And that's
360.
all the money that you're taking out just for yourself,
just
or
myself, just $1,000 a week. That's it.
Misty also gets a paycheck, or
No, she was actually.
I've been a full-time student for the past 9 years, I think.
She just
it's okay. It's okay. My wife is the same way. She likes to say I didn't let her go to school, so.
Yeah, so
She
he's been
can go
paying
to
for
school
that.
now.
That's my payment. It's being able to go to school, which I love, and so I just kept going. But I just graduated in May, but then now I'm like taking my time finding work because
She enjoys sourcing.
I haven't been home being able to source with Sam, so I'm taking advantage of that for a little bit. And wedding planning I didn't get to do while I was in school, but that's my payment, is him paying for me to go to school.
Awesome. No, I get it. Yeah. So, what is your business model like right now? Like, what are you selling? Where are you selling? Where are you getting it? Whatever kind of juicy morsels you're willing to give me.
I say 90% of what we do is retail arbitrage between the big three, and by big three I mean Ross, Marshalls, and TJ Maxx. The other only store that we pretty much go to would be Burlington, and we just
What app
focus.
do you use when you're out doing retail arbitrage?
I will scan everything for Amazon.
With the Amazon seller app.
Actually, with Profit Bandit. I'm one of the last Mohicans that uses Profit Bandit.
That's awesome. That just shows that you're old school if you use Profit Bandit.
Yeah, I don't like change. God, yeah.
Nobody does.
I really think I'm the only subscriber left on Profit Bandit. I'm keeping them in business.
I don't know. I think they got a little bit. Shout out, yeah. Hit me up, guys. We could do a little bit of promo. We might fix that. I'm just kidding.
90% of what we do is retail arbitrage, and it's pretty much all sports apparel from, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, Spider, Columbia, and North Face. And like I said, I think about 70% of what we do always goes to Amazon, and then the rest is eBay. I think eBay, we probably do about 300 sales a month. And then, like I said, the rest is all Amazon FBA.
Awesome. Are you guys still growing?
I think we reached that max potential point right now to where we are just figuring out what to do next, whether it's going to be warehouse with a few employees or just go the wholesale route and stick to Amazon. We just kind of hit that, that ceiling.
Right.
Yeah,
No, I feel it. It's like when you get going, first
Yeah.
year, hand over fist, front flips, you know what I mean? Second year, you still, you're like, it's like this, and then you hit a point, no matter what you're doing, unless you figure a new business model out or scale or hire employees, you just hit the ceiling. You just can't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We have a 3-car garage, and like we really started getting heavy in shoes about like a year and a half ago. And like I said, I mean, between our shelving, like we just hit that ceiling. So it's just trying to figure out what to do next, what we want to do. But I really think it's going to be wholesale, though.
Right. No, I get it. The thing is when you get to a point, that's what I really like about this business is however you get it, and like I think most people probably, unless they, had a lot of money when they started, they come up through the bottom, through the used stuff. But once you get in and you get, that freedom from your 9 to 5 and a little bit of cash to invest and some time to, come up for air and look around and see what's going on with the world and what kind of opportunities you might have, then you can decide, do I want a warehouse? Do I want employees? What comes with that? Do I want wholesale? Like maybe I can use a prep facility and not even touch it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Maybe let's try private label. I was scared, but I got some money. Let's try it. Oh, it worked. Who knows? You never know.
We have a bunch of watchers. Even if you fail, don't give up. Because my first time doing Amazon, I failed. I mean, I failed miserably. I mean, we didn't have rank. We didn't have anything like that. And I think they dumped about close to 20 grand in it. And, when you don't know rank, you're just sending in everything and going with your gut instinct. I mean, I failed hard, but I didn't give up. I tried Amazon again a few years later. So just don't give up. And, there's so many people that are willing to help you. Just reach out to them. I mean, send a DM to, 30, 40, 50 big resellers. You're going to get some responses. Just don't give up.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to say I reply to almost everyone. Sometimes people ask me dumb questions, like I said before, and I don't respond to that. You know what I mean? Like if you message me and say, what's the best stuff I should sell to make the most money? I can't answer that question. That's a trap, And
I hope everyone realizes how time consuming replying to messages is when your inbox is full with like 50 to 100 messages a day. That's a lot of time, guys.
Yeah. My screen time is sitting at like 8 hours a day. And I can tell you it's not spent watching YouTube videos or, watching Instagram stories or, very little of it is me consuming anything and mostly me interacting with people or posting content. So
same with us.
People don't get it. Like even to now, I'm like, yeah, I used to do way more, 12 hours a day, video replies to everything. I'd be on everyone's content, Now I kind of rely on other people to tell me what's going on or just kind of like see it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like how Gary Vee said, he's like, I don't consume anything, but I read the comments. And I think I finally get what he means now because I can see, your posts get love and people make genuine comments and then I can like see the interaction. I can read it. You know what I mean? It's easy to read quickly, and we're even tagged in the same post. I don't even have to go looking for it. You know what I mean? I see it, your name's attached to it enough times, enough people being thankful. I'm like, okay, they're doing good things, right?
Yeah, you get it.
So definitely. But what would you say are some of your top tips for resellers that you don't hear too often in the game?
Set a purchase criteria.
And let's also go in real quick. Let's also go into some live questions from the chat. So if you have a questions, all capital letters. I think a lot of people want to know, how do they, even if it's only 30% profit a year, how do they grow $100,000 a year business? And that's actually really shitty of me to say even only 30% because that's a killer margin. Most people don't think of that with your 9 to 5. It's hard to think of it, but 100,000 in gross sales on Amazon and your profit is 30,000. I understand that's probably not enough for you to live. Definitely not for me where I live. Right. But, you know, for Sam and Misty doing 367,000 at that, you know, they're over 6 figures in profit. I would imagine at least at a 30% model, which is really freaking cool. So, it's definitely achievable for anybody. You know, I did it, started from the bottom, from nothing, from $5, from $0, you know, eating at food from churches so we could spend our grocery money to keep reinvesting, you know. But if you have money, you know, the tools are unlimited. You know what I mean? Like,
you know, even if you don't have money, there's a free section on OfferUp, on Craigslist.
I seen a dude, shout out Gary V. Gary V got people dragging free couches off of Craigslist onto the subway in New York City.
I see that.
I'm telling you, where there's a will, there's a way. Yeah. You know, if you're trying to get paid, there's a way. There's a million ways to get paid, especially nowadays. But yeah. So let's go into that. Hit some questions and let's just talk, you know, general tips. I got a couple more questions for you guys, but let's just talk.
It was going to be purchase criteria for people. You can't just go out and buy anything just because you like it, just because, D nice, Mr. Dan, thank you. 25 bucks.
Bro, you might have to take another shot. I don't know about that.
That's a shot for Mr. Dan.
Dan always comes through. If you're not following Dan, go follow Dan.
D nice down. D nice 9,000 coming through.
Many Angels tickets, and we're talking really good tickets.
Dude, that's awesome. Some people show a lot of love. You know what I mean? Like I just took a trip to Chicago, and let's just say I drank more than I wanted to drink, and I ate a bunch of food, and I don't think I paid for anything. And I make a point of trying to pay for stuff because people always pay for me. So it's like a joke for me to try to pay for their stuff and it just never works. And so people are very generous, and I appreciate, you know, those of you that, you know, take care of us. It's pretty awesome.
Definitely.
Yes, thank you, Dan.
Nice. Let's see. We got some questions here though. Okay. Let's see. Victoria says, just started Amazon on the 18th. With what I have in the house, no sales yet. How do you set up shipping charges if you're merchant fulfilling? So you can go. Yeah. So you can go into the settings, and there's shipping settings for different size items, and you can just turn those on. And you can actually charge your own different prices, which actually is pretty cool because the default price might be, I'm not exactly sure what it is because I don't do a ton of merchant fulfilling, but I have done some merchant fulfilling during fourth quarter, and it like makes the difference of profit or not profit or a ton of profit because people will pay for expedited shipping on, for example, a video game, and then you can send it first class and it's just as fast as, you know, priority. And they're paying like an exorbitant amount, like, I don't know, $18.99 for expedited shipping. And even if you did send it, you know, priority, it'd be $7. First class is the same speed, it'd be like $3, you know? So
and while you brought up shipping, I know a lot of people will sit there and ship items priority, just assuming, you know, they're going to get there quicker than first class just because it says. But guys, first class and priority will always arrive at the same time.
Let's break it down real quick because I don't know if a lot of people know this, but this is how it goes, right? The mail classes, there's first class mail, which includes letters, right? Letters and first class mail. When they get to the airport, that stuff gets put on the plane first. First class mail and letters. It always does. It just goes volume. Then priority mail or express mail next day, whatever, not a ton of that, and priority. Then if there's still room, they'll put whatever's there. They'll put parcel, they'll put media mail on the plane if there's room. It just depends on volume, but that's why it's called priority, right? Because it gets priority over other stuff to be put on the plane. But I can promise you that first class is almost always getting put on the plane. Unless it can be delivered from like a nearby hub where it goes to. Like, for example, if I send a letter, you know, one town over, you know, 45 minutes away, that's not going to go on a plane. That's going to go to a hub and then go to the next hub.
So, yeah, anything under a pound, just ship it first class and save yourself some money. And, you know, anytime you save money, that's just more profit.
Yeah. Actually, another little tip we can drop too. I made a video today, but it's about pirate ships. So, do you guys use pirate ship?
Not at
Have you heard of
all.
it? So I used to use stamps.com back in the day, and that costs money, right? And you can use eBay or Amazon to ship out your orders from their postage or whatever. But what happens is, depending on what platform you're on, you can't always control where the payment comes from, you know? And if you link it to your credit card, then you can get air miles, you know, versus drawing out of your account or whatever. So, like,
Gotcha.
for example, if you're using eBay and you were using PayPal, what you would have to do was say funding source from credit card, or, you know, empty out your PayPal first before you printed postage. But with Pirate Ship, you just put it to your miles earning credit card and it links up to eBay and Amazon. Import your orders in. Pirate Ship's completely free, and it's intelligent too, to where it helps you to not overspend on postage. You know, it tells you what's the best one to use, because, you know, employees are not the best, so it's a great thing. I mean, they are the best, but you know what I mean.
Will it give you that discount that you get shipping through
Yes,
eBay? Or
yeah, you get
yes?
the best discount. It's like all done by like programmers, like free algorithm, less employees or whatever. And the best thing is it has this rate called priority cubic mail, which I've never gotten on anything else. And it's seriously, you'll have a package where eBay is trying to charge me like, I don't know, $28 to send it priority. And then
Gotcha.
Pirate Ship will give me priority cubic mail and it will be $8.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. Check it out if you guys don't know about it, but priority cubic mail.
We were skeptical at first,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
No, it's legit, totally legit. If you're in the chat right now, let me know if you know about priority cubic mail. If you don't know, I just saved you a shitload of money. So feel free to super chat. You know what I'm saying?
Have you guys ever used BrickSeek to find low price stuff? No, we have not.
Oh,
we
dude.
didn't do any BrickSeek.
Dude,
We
you
stay
guys
away
got to
from
get on
Walmart,
BrickSeek.
Target.
okay.
No, you don't do Walmart and Target?
Nope. Just strictly, I mean, if we had a problem sourcing items, then yes, we would. I mean, if I'm at Target, I'm obviously going to source, but
Right.
We have no problem finding stuff to resell. So, you know, if we had the problem, you know, we broaden our search and, you know, do Targets and Walmarts and Nordstrom Rack and things like that. But
Right.
by the time it's like 1 o'clock, like my car is full. So
Cart's full. Truck's
And-
full.
Yeah, and we're in a good area, you know, like
Yeah,
we
being
just
in
took a
SoCal.
sourcing trip last week or the week
Palm
before.
Springs.
Like a 3-day sourcing trip down to San Diego and then out to Palm Springs. But we have so many of the big three around us that like it gives us more than we need.
For people that don't know, I mean, living in California, you have stores every few miles. It's not like, you know, you got to drive out 20 miles to hit one store.
Yeah.
We probably have about 40 stores within a 30, 40 mile radius. So, I mean,
Yeah, it just depends where you live, right? So
benefits, yeah. Southern California does have benefits.
Yeah, we're blessed.
But then you also pay up for, you know, where you live. And I mean, like our gas. I mean, our gas is ridiculous out here. Yeah, plus our sales tax about 10%. Yeah, our property tax is ridiculous in California.
yeah, it's not nice. It's
Yeah,
people always ask me this. They're like, I don't know how do you make it, right? So like we rent a 2-bedroom condo for $2,600 a month, right? And they're like owning a home is like a new thing that's becoming real for us, right? But they're like, I don't understand. How can you? That's so expensive, you know? And I'm like, wait, I just grew up here. It's all I've ever known. So to me, it's normal. And I see everything else as like super cheap or a steal. But then I look at it and I'm like, yeah, it's in Arizona. Yeah, it's in, you know, Timbuktu or wherever. So it's like, I think the weather to me is what makes me really happy, and like having the ability to be around cool people like with good minds and opinions, and I could go here or there if I want, you know. So
You're out near Daily Refinement and the Posh Hangar. I'm like North Cal, right?
So Poshinger actually lives a few blocks from me. It was really random because she found out about me through YouTube, and then she was like, he's at my thrift store. But she literally, shout out Monica, the
Shout out to
Poshinger.
them, yeah.
And Chris, Daily Refinement, Chris Lynn. Yeah, he lives north, like Daly City or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but like an hour north of me. But Monica literally lives like a few blocks from me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's a lot of us out here. People think there's not, you know, room for everyone to eat, and I think there's plenty of room for everyone to eat. Especially, I think like we were talking about the evolution, right? So like you might start out, you know, going to thrift stores, and then later someone else comes along, and yeah, maybe you don't, you know, you're not getting as much, but that forces you to evolve, you know what I mean? And you move on. Like when people, it frustrates me so bad when people are like, Reezy, you ruined the game. I just want to tell them, fool, you're not a hustler. You're not a hustler. I'm sorry. If you tell me I ruined the game, you're not a hustler. So shout out to all my hustlers. But if you told me I ruined the game, you're not a hustler.
Definitely.
It just
Plenty of ways to eat.
So let's see. We got some more questions. Starting FBA, I'm restricted. I need approval for all major brands. Made some sales already with my first shipment, but margins are small. Do restrictions fall as my account grows? The answer is yes. So I've made a bunch of videos on this, but it's called auto ungating. And what happens is when you click request approval to sell a brand that you're not able to sell, it will just give it to you and say congratulations without requesting an invoice from you. But that just comes with time, tenure, volume of units, volume of sales. Nobody really knows. Amount of reviews. No one knows. As far as I know, no one knows what gets you to maximum approval status, which will get you auto ungated for a ton of stuff, including Nike, Disney, Hasbro, Mattel, Nerf, whatever. But otherwise, you could get wholesale accounts with distributors and then use those invoices and place orders to get approval with Amazon to sell those brands. But it's going to be one of those two options. What about you guys? You guys have an old account, right? So you're pretty much ungated and everything?
We actually have 3 accounts. So one account we got grandfathered in. The second account, we bought an ungated account. And then 2 months ago, we bought a stealth account because we were just getting really sick and tired of people saying, you know, I can't find anything. So we actually, like I said, about 60 days ago, we opened it. We got our first few shipments in around like the 1st of July. And our goal was to do about 5,000 in sales in July. And as of now, I think we're about 3,700. And everything that is on this account is like obviously gated. And it's only stuff that we found at Marshall's and TJ Maxx, just scanning things. So we just kind of, you know, opened this account. We've been like showing it on our story every few days just to show that, you know, that's not an excuse anymore. It's really not.
Right. Just showing that you can still find stuff.
Right. Everything that we've purchased is over 70% return. Everything found, like I believe about 90% of it's all Marshalls and, you know, kitchenware and home goods and women's bras and beauty.
And you're just sharing that information on your Instagram, that account?
Yes, on our stories. And then there's really no excuse anymore.
No. That's sick because I think a lot of people are like, Reezy, that's sick. You can sell shoes, but I can't do it. And I'm not a violent person, you know what I mean? But it's like, yo, if you really want it, you can get it. You can hustle, you know what I mean? Are you willing to put it out there on the risks to like start from zero? Will you drag the couch onto the subway if you have to, you know what I mean? To get your dollars up so that you can start doing other options? Or are you just going to say, I can't do it? You know what I mean?
I think what a lot of people also don't understand because, you know, they just see the glamorous side of Instagram. We are at 12, 15, 17 stores a day scanning 2,000 to 3,000 items. Yeah. I mean, we're talking about shipping our eBay stuff in the morning, heading straight to stores, and working all day. And like I said, I mean, we're literally scanning, you know, 2,000 to 3,000 items.
And like this is a normal for our children too. They come with us, like they enjoy it.
Yeah,
we involve them in it. It's something we do together, you know.
No, I love it, man. It's old school. It's an old school thing. Like, you know what I mean? The size of your family is like your wealth. You know what I mean? Right. Like some people might think of it as a burden, you know, you have a large family to support, you know, but like in other cultures, you know, the size of your family, you know what I mean, is like your wealth, you know what I mean? And literally you're going to work, you got a team, you know what I mean? You got an army.
Oh yeah. And now that it's summer, we're putting them to work.
Yeah. Dude, and they're learning business and everything. Yeah. It's so much more than they could learn.
The value of a dollar.
Yeah.
Because kids nowadays do not understand it.
So let's talk about that real quick. Recently, side tangent, sorry guys. Recently, started paying, maybe in the last 2-3 months, started paying Luna $2 a basket of laundry to fold it. Maybe 3 months. Mm-hmm. She's 7. At first, she wasn't very good at it. I'll admit it. It was kind of like we were wasting our money, but she got good at it. And now we don't fold laundry, and she does it, and she's keeping track of it. But it's funny because we haven't really paid her yet. She just has a number she writes on my whiteboard, and she keeps updating it, right? So it's also this weird pseudo banking concept is going on, you know? And she has, I think, like 90 something, and then she'll occasionally spend stuff when she's out, right? So she almost have 100 saved up, right? But the coolest thing is when we're out, she's like, yo, buy me this. I mean, she doesn't say it like this, but she's like, Daddy, can I have this? And I'm like, if you buy it with your own money. And then she's like, oh, hell no, I ain't buying that with my own money. And so the reality of it is it kicks in because she knows what it takes to earn those $2. You know?
To get to that $90, $100.
Right. She's like, dang, that's $23. She's like, wow. She's like, I'd have to fold 12 baskets of laundry. She's like, that ain't worth it, Dad.
That's really missing in this generation right now.
And we're doing that right now. Our daughter, who's 12, is revamping her whole room. She's grown up and she wants all new everything. Sorry about our dogs. But, you know, I told her, well, you're going to have to look for this on OfferUp, Craigslist, you know, to save money because it's coming out of your pocket.
She's been out with me every day scanning items. We've been paying her, you know, like she's remodeling her whole entire room on her own money.
Yeah, so we get you.
At 11 years old.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, it's funny. It's like all the hustlers, like, I don't know, man. Being frugal is just in my blood. Like, it comes down to it. Like, just certain things, I just can't take it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, my wife will buy something, and like, I'm sorry if other people's wives do this or whatever. She'll buy something, and it's like $13, and it just like, I'm like, man, you could get that off Alibaba Express for like $3. $13. I'm like, someone hustled you. You know what I mean? Like, I always want to save money. Like, Luna wanted a new bike she could ride, like a bike without training wheels, and so we go to the bike shop and look at the bikes, you know, and she's like, I want this one, and it's all pink and whatever, but it's a good model, you know, specialized bike, certain local company, but it was like $400, and I was like, Jesus. And so I went on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, looked it all up, and I think we ended up getting one for like $70 or something. And it wasn't pink. It wasn't pink. It wasn't pink. It was red. You know what I mean? But it's a bike and it's good quality, and you know, we washed the mud off and it was brand new. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. If it weighs out for the time equation, you know, depending on what you think your time is worth, you know, I'm still trying to save money because I look at it the same way. Saving money, making money, same thing.
Yeah, we're dealing with that this year with the wedding in a couple months. So
yeah, right. Like, you probably gonna try and do some things yourself if you can do them to save some money versus paying someone who knows what the hell, you know. I mean, but on the other end of things, you got to be smart enough to know when you need to pay people, right? Because, you know, I think I tried to do the brakes on the Audi, and I was like, I thought I could do it, you know what I mean? And then I'm like, wait a minute, you know, I never did like disc brakes before, and I was like, nah, this ain't gonna work.
I know, I've been trying to search around for that, but he did do the headlight on my Beamer. That was dope. That saved us so much.
Dude, I got friends that like build houses from scratch, so shout out to those dudes because I can't cut a board straight.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You guys got any more questions out here in the live chat? And you guys, if you guys want to add any other inputs, or if you guys have questions for me or for the audience, feel free to throw that out there. And if you guys just tuned in late, we're here live with Sam and Misty, West Coast Goodz, aka Resellers Drink Champs 2019.
Right.
Let's see. Dawn says Yoyo. Does it work well? The Yoyo Scanner does work. It's kind of clunky, but I've heard some people got some DOA ones, so it could be hit or miss.
Resellers flocking
to
sneakers. You know what? If you look and trust sold comps, don't worry about other resellers. If sold comps are telling you this item is selling consistently, what does it matter?
Right. I think really the most important thing is, depending on what your marketplace is, to understand how to read the marketplace to tell if it's a thick or a thin marketplace, because sometimes you should or shouldn't buy, but that's completely different from knowing if you can buy only one pair or 5 or 10 or give me a truckload of this shoe. And you need to really know, because that can screw you over. And just understand that the sneaker business is an expensive business, right? You're going to be spending $50 on average for a pair of shoes versus, you know, your $1 whatever used item cost. And your profit is going to be 20 if you're lucky. It might end up being 15 or 7, you know, when the, you know, with a 20% return rate, people are moonwalking in your shoes and then returning them.
If you don't have shoe money, you should not be selling shoes. And I'm talking new shoes. Yeah, I'm not talking, you know, 13 shoes. If you're selling new shoes, if you don't have shoe money, don't do it.
Yeah,
do it
I would
down
say
the road when you build your bankroll.
Right. You could do it with less money, but just be ready to like have to either be way more selective with your purchasing, like look for stuff where you can only double your money, you know, versus just looking for stuff where you're going to make a 20% return. But just make sure you get your money back fast. You need to reinvest. So you have to be aggressive with pricing, like, or be ready to hold out on it. But just know that, like, if I have 1,000 books and each one's going to make me $10, I might only be invested $1,000. If I have 1,000 pairs of shoes, that's 50 grand, AKA, you know, 0.05 million.
I think what the problem is a lot of people want to start selling what they want to sell versus selling what's going to make them the most money.
Yeah, that's true. You also have to consider like what's in your marketplace, right? So I do books and shoes and I come up through books. I'm actually going to start doing some bulk books and media pretty soon, but it's like, just because I tell you everything about books, and it doesn't mean it's going to work where you live. You know what I mean? You need to be able to get books. You know, don't complain to me if you can't get anything at your thrift stores. It just depends, you know, like there's colleges where I live. It's a rich area. You know, there's a high literacy rate. Like it works, you know what? But guess what? I don't have a Walmart. I have to drive 45 minutes to get to a Walmart because I live in a hippie surf town that boycotted Walmart when it showed up. You know what I mean? So it's like, but that's my, you know, differences and advantages. My Target sucks. It's like has more sunblock and diapers. You know what I mean? It's not a real Target, you know, but I have to deal with what I got at the same time. There's a lot of rich people that live here. So the yard sales are really good. The weather's good all year. There's yard sales all year. It's expensive to live here. So I don't have a ton of competition. You know what I mean? So what do you got going for you and how can you leverage that to your benefit? You know, don't tell me what you don't got. Tell me what you got and how can you use that? Exactly. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Be more optimistic.
Right. No, hey, real quick though, this, you know, statistics are always wrong or whatever, right or wrong or whatever. I choose to believe it because I'm going to be an optimist, but it says that optimists on average live 10 years longer than pessimists.
I believe that.
Totally.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, I believe it, right?
Stress.
Yes.
Well, because let's see, what's the difference, right? If you're an optimist, right, and you said I did 300,000 a year, and I'm like, damn, he did it. That's awesome. Now I feel inspired. I could do it too, right? What's the bad side of that, right? Let's say you figure out later you were lying. What's the bad side if I believed on it? Nothing, right? Nothing really. I'm just like, I'm still inspired, and I thought about it, like, but if I say he's lying, it's fake, it's a scam, he ain't doing it, it's just a scam for YouTube money, and then you show me the money, you pull a Jerry Maguire on me, right? Then you look like a damn fool. Like, can you imagine the shame you feel after you call someone out on something and you were wrong? You know what I mean? Because you were being a pessimist. So why be a pessimist, right? Like, just be an optimist, you know, positive energy. Because you can't hate on people without, you know, you create those hateful thoughts inside of you. You know what I mean? So for them to get out of you, they have to go through you, right? So you were a hateful person. You can't hate on people without being a hateful person.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what drives us. I mean, every day.
It's the hate.
We had some of that actually a couple months ago, and it was our hugest month, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We just said, let's tune it out and go hard, and you know, we killed that month. And it was just because of hate.
It was great. We loved it.
Oh, I love it. I'm the same way. Nothing will inspire me more than haters, or people that I look up to, like telling me that I'm not pulling my weight.
Or you know what I mean? Right?
Yeah. Like, no, they're like, bro, you're not even trying. Like, I know you could do it. I'm like, oh shit. You know what I mean? I'm a skateboarder, so that's just how people tell me, hey, you're being a bitch, and it's someone who I look up to. I'm like, damn, all right, grandpa. Like, you're right. You know what I mean? No, for real. But it's not the same for everyone. So if that's not you, like, no worries. Like, my wife is not that way. You know what I mean? She's more like she needs encouragement. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let me answer this question here from Josh the Baker. Josh says, hey, Reezy, question, you said most booksellers' selling rate is 10 to 15%. How many books would you need in inventory to see a consistent income as a bookseller? Would you agree with about 1,000 books? So I would say on average, you're probably going to sell about 1% a day, maybe less depending on what your quality is. So that's right, 10 to 15% per month. But it just depends on what kind of books are you buying and what's your business model, you know? If you're only making $1 on each book, it's a lot different than if you're making $10 on each book. But as a benchmark, I usually tell people don't talk to me, like not don't talk to me, but people are like, it's not working. And I'm like, yo, just push through it. Holler at me when you have 1,000 books, right? So I think at 1,000 books, you know, you should be selling about 10 a day. I think that's is that 1%? 10 a day of 1,000? I think that's right. Dropped out of high school. Don't hold it against me. But yeah, so right. So you don't need high school to succeed, but at about 1,000 books, you should be doing 10 a day. What is your average profit per those 10 books? I don't know. If it's $1, you'll make $10 a day, which would be $300 a month. But if it's $10 for each one, you're going to make $100, which is going to be what, $3,000 a month. So it all depends on your average profit per unit. What's your cost of goods? Are you getting the books for free? I just met a guy this last weekend in Chicago he was one of the other speakers. He gets books for free. So his whole business model is when he meets suppliers, he doesn't even say the word books. It's like a dirty word to him. So shout out Matt Adolph. He just says like trash. Like, you guys got paper, trash. You need paper picked up. Like, and so he ends up getting it, but it's very important how you frame it. You know what I mean? So you never know what your cost is going to be, right? Some people have no cost.
Yeah.
Let's see. Someone says, shout out My World Ecom for the $2. I think that's Matt right there. He's on here. Is that Matt? I think that's Matt right there. Mind over matter. Someone said OfferUp and Facebook is good. Definitely good to source books or any other items on OfferUp, Facebook, Craigslist. Put out wanted ads on all of those marketplaces for all of the things that you buy. If you have buy, sell, trade groups in your area for the different type of things like colleges for textbooks or whatever, be on that stuff. Literally hire a VA, pay them $2 a day, $1 a day to just sit there and rifle off emails all day to everybody.
It can only help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fiverr, I mean, is huge.
There's so much. Fiverr, or if you want to go, you know, onlinejobs.ph/Reezy, check that out. You know, that's also a good one I've heard. Shout out Online Jobs. Yes, that's an affiliate link. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Someone said, Antonio says, when I go to book sales, I only find 10 good books out of like hundreds. Is that normal? Yes, it's super normal. So the amount of keepers for like good books is like, if it's 10%, you have a killer stash.
With
it's going to be like 5%, 3%, you know, 2%, 1%, no percent.
Just keep scanning. That's it.
You know, yeah. Just there was a fabled prophet named Dory that said, just keep scanning.
Yes.
Just keep scanning.
Yeah, that's all you can do. And the more you scan, the better you're gonna, you know, better chance you have at finding, you know, better items.
That's definitely. Someone says dropout club. Yeah. I mean, I'm not encouraging people to drop out of school. I'm just saying there's other things you can do. And if you're about it, you know, maybe you can do it, but not everyone's about it. I like to think, you know, I guess I thought my life was normal, but I guess it made me tough. You know what I mean? So if you got that work ethic, or if, you know, you're tough enough to handle it, then you got a chance to prove it in today's situation. There's so many options and opportunities. Like I always tell people, just like leave whatever you got, like try at least, right? And leave whatever you got that you're unhappy with, like on really good terms. And if you want, you could always go back. You know what I mean? Even if you like go down a little bit and have to work your way back up, like you could always go back. Like, what do you have to lose? Give it a try, right? Because we only have one life, and like some people are making money. Like I have a friend, for example, I went to high school with him. He has a crazy deep voice, right? He did the Reezy Resells, Follow the Hustle. That's his voice, Ricky Hardy. Shout out Ricky Hardy voiceover. But when I hit him up after my Reezy Resells stuff started blowing up and I knew how social media worked, I was like, yo, what are you doing? And he was like a retail cashier somewhere. And I was like, you're not doing the voiceover stuff? No, it didn't work. So I like hit him with some inspiration and motivation and like give him the social media 1-2. Like, look, I'm doing it. You can do it too, you know? And fast forward like a year, and he finally quit his 9 to 5, and now he's doing voiceovers full time for a living. Like he's on Fiverr and
you gotta believe in yourself.
Yeah,
believe
but I mean,
in yourself and bet on yourself.
You have to believe in yourself. I think that's I don't know where I read it recently, but it was like one of the most important things you need to teach your children is to believe in themselves, right? Because life's going to hit you with adversity and make you want to not believe in yourself, right? So
reality checks.
Right. Teach them how to read and teach them how to notice that stuff, man.
Right.
So do you guys got any more questions? I think we're coming right up on about an hour.
Okay. No, I was just going through the feed
But I did see one from Jay a few minutes ago, and it was an East Coast and West Coast thing, and it was swap meets versus flea markets. And we've always had that too. And I know you being on the West Coast, it's probably a swap meet to you, Reezy, or is it a flea market?
Flea market, baby.
Oh, it is swap meets out here in SoCal.
Really?
Yes.
I just sold a shirt on Merch by
eBay?
Amazon. So
nice.
in the princess soccer niche, for those of you that care, it's a shirt for a little girl that plays soccer. So simple as that. Just made $3.
And if you guys haven't signed up for Merch by Amazon, sign up.
Yeah, why wouldn't
easy
you?
Money. Yeah, easy
and
money.
you know the wait's just getting longer and longer to get approved. So
yeah, I don't know what it's up to right now, but definitely
it's like 2 to 3 months right now.
Oh, that's terrible. But so if don't wait, you know what I mean? You can get into Etsy and Printful. Like go and look at my Reezy Resells store. That is all automated with Etsy to Printful. I'm actually working on a video right now, which is like, I don't know how I'm going to frame it because I want like influencers to watch it. So it's like, hey, you're an influencer and you don't have time to deal with like managing merch and all that shit. And you think it's too hard. Let me show you how you can set up an Etsy store in like a few hours, push your designs on there, and then have it all automated and not have to do shit except for customer service, which is easy to outsource because there's literally people that don't know they can do that. And they're like frustrated because they want to sell merch, but they don't want to store shirts, invest in shirts, don't even know they could do it without investing, let alone,
there's so many different platforms you can have that same design on.
And Etsy is huge with women.
Yeah, exactly. So this thing I'm going to make is more for like people that have an existing brand and audience to push to it. You know what I mean? But you definitely don't have to wait for that. Mark said sold it on what? On Merch by Amazon. What was this? There was a really good question that I saw right there. Where was it? Someone said FBA. Tristan says FBA is the way. It definitely is. Make that meme. I'm about to reshare that. FBA is the way. Who do you guys consider your biggest influences in reselling? Or let's also talk like that, but also I want to go deeper into this one. Like, what kind of books do you like to read? What kind of podcasts do you like to read? What keeps you going? Like, who is your biggest influences? And you know what I mean? People struggle with this shit. So how do you keep it going, and who got you going?
I can only say at Hustle Jimmy. This guy's about maybe 2.5 years ago. Like I said, we've been reselling for about 13 years. He took about an hour out of his day and just had a conversation with me. Like, he just broke it down. Like, what are you doing? Life and business is about growth. He sat there, taught me purchase criteria. He just broke everything down to me and let me really understand that, before we were kind of just doing it for the fun and, the money was there and the money was good. But he helped me really just understand the business end of it. And just showing me that, be a little bit, stricter with what you buy, set a purchase criteria, set daily, weekly, monthly goals. He just kind of, broke down just a 10-step, template for me. And that was just a game changer, really, because like I said, I dropped out in the 10th grade. And just what he broke down to me in that, I think it's like an hour and a half conversation just changed everything. Within 3 months, our ROI had gone from about 40% to 70%. We started understanding, purchase criteria and realizing, we were just kind of buying what we wanted to buy versus what is consistently selling. And he just really changed everything for us.
Not only that, so Sam had this massive death pile, which we now call a money pile, but huge because
we call them inventory reserves. We got to be optimists. We're optimists, remember?
Exactly.
I don't even want to say the D word. I don't even like that.
Exactly.
And
I'm going to live to be like at least 180, I promise.
I see it. But Sam loves to shop, but he doesn't like to list or take pictures. And so he would just shop. And then there's bags, Marshalls, TJ Maxx bags.
With the receipt in it, and then someone else is supposed to figure it out.
He kind of just put me in check, told me what I need to do, and I kind of followed the game plan, and it's been on and cracking since.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't see any inventory in the living room or wherever you're at, so someone's in charge of that, right?
It was totally there. It was here. It was in our game room, like in his office. He has
But it's nice when you have, like, you know, some room to breathe, and you could say, yeah, no more in the house. You know what I mean?
We have company come over, and they don't think that we, you know, stole off of a truck. You know what I mean?
I feel you on that. Real quick, shout out Fat Man the Flipper. Says, Reezy, you're one of the first that got me flipping. Thank you. I love this and the West Coast. Holla at your boy. Also, shout out for the second tip to Sue-Ann from Watch Me Sew Creations. I don't know if she has a YouTube or Instagram. Go check her out. Hashtag no excuse, gang. She listed 20 items while listening to the stream. So that's what we're here for, guys. Hopefully you're listening, getting some money, maybe getting some laughs, having a good time, maybe learning a thing or two or being inspired. That's really the hope and dreams of me here in the thing. If not, it's just my selfish joy of getting to pick people's brain and drink some empathy wines with people and have a good time. So as we're approaching on the end of the show, I want to ask you guys, we'll do a couple more questions, but I want to ask you guys a question that I want to start asking everyone. I haven't asked everyone, but so from the time before you were reselling to now, like, what does reselling mean to you? Like, how has your life changed? And you can answer this however you want, whatever is more important to you, or whatever you think people need to hear. I just want people to know, like, a lot of people don't think they can make it in reselling. And I think, you know, they need to hear this answer more, because this is the thing that makes people know that it's worth it. You know what I mean? So,
it really is.
Yeah. So yeah, just let me know what it means to you, man.
For me personally, it's really just being able to be in control of my life, my family's life. You know, I don't got to wake up and be at a job at a certain time, even though I'm up earlier now than I would at a regular job. You know, no one tells me what to do. I wake up when I want, even though I'm going to tell you I wake up earlier than I would if I had a job, and I put in probably double the work that I would if I had a job. But, you know, if I want to go on vacation, if I want to take a couple weeks off, like, I don't got to ask anybody. I do what I want. And that's really huge for us. I mean, she can go to school full time. I can work. I can kind of, you know, dictate what's going on with my family. If whatever she wants, you know, she has. If she wants to go to school, if she wants to work, if she doesn't want to, if she wants to help in the business. I mean, just having that power, that's really what means the most to me.
And for me, I just graduated with my career in ultrasound, which I make amazing money, but I'm taking my time, because being at home with your family and being able to take sporadic vacations, you know, during the work week is just, that's more to me than, you know, a paycheck.
Right. And you have pretty good benefits through that, I would imagine, for the family.
Yes. So my internship was actually through Kaiser, and this would be, you know,
shout out Kaiser Permanente. I have the same insurance.
Thank the Lord for Kaiser.
If you want to sponsor me, I don't know if health insurance companies sponsor YouTubers, but if you want to do it, guys, I'm down, because health insurance is expensive as
120,000 subscribers.
Right.
Pretty Kaiser.
It's a big reach.
Holla at me, Kaiser.
Yes,
I can do business. But no, I feel that, man. So that's awesome that you have your career going for you.
It's
that's
just
exciting.
About being in control of your life, really.
Yeah, comes down to it. I was just telling someone, I was like, man, I can't recall the last time I had to tell someone, like, no, I can't make it. You know what I
If you
mean?
have
Like,
a dental appointment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they jump through hoops to go see the dentist.
yeah. When are the appointments? You're like, no, that doesn't fit my schedule. I can't do it for like forever. You know, or my poor daughter, you know, she works for a really good company, but because she just took 2 weeks of paid vacation, she can't go to Europe with me to Italy. Like I would pay for her to go with us. We're going for 3 weeks to Italy, but she can't go with us because she has to work. You know how it is. They slammed her before she went on her 2 weeks paid. And she like was like, man, this is so tough, you know, like about to break down. You know, I'm like, you're an adult now, sweetie, you know. And then she got a fat paycheck, and I was like, remember when you were gonna break down? I'm like, that's what being adults about. That's how you get that fat paycheck, you know. And then you took your vacation, and now you know you got to pay for it. You know what I mean? You can't, you know. So, but that's the life you chose. You know what I mean? And like, if you're okay with that, you're okay with that. But for me, like you said, I always felt like that was like being in elementary school and having to ask for a hall pass. You know what I mean? Like hashtag fuck a hall pass. You know what I mean? I don't need a hall pass. You know what I mean? I don't need no one's permission to do anything I want, except for my wife, except hopefully she didn't hear me. She might've heard me. I don't know. But there's no one that tells me what to do except for Rosa. So
Shout out to Rosa.
Yeah, shout out Rosa Reezy in the building, holding it down. Do we have any more questions from the live audience? You guys are so amazing. There's 218 of you guys. This has been a super exciting and engaged show. Please smash the like button, every single one of you, for that hour of free content that we've provided you. We're going to do some more live questions right now, but there's only 110 likes and there's 214 people watching. So 110 of you just need to, you know, move the mouse down to the thing. It looks like this. It's a thumbs up. It might also look like this. And you'll know you've done your job because it will turn blue and the number will increase. And I think it's the least you can do, because the more that you press that and comment in the live chat or even down below on the video in the real comment section, which is super important. I love that. I appreciate that. It puts the video out to more people. It tells YouTube it's important. It stimulates the algorithm. So stimulate the algorithm for it, brother, please.
Stimulation, guys.
And while we wait for the last few questions to come in before we take some from the chat, please show these guys some love in the description. At the top of the description, right under the first little blurb, there's all their links for YouTube and Instagram. So go show those guys some love. Always show the guests some love. Go to their Instagrams, follow them on YouTube, comment on the video Reezy sent me, you know, let them know that you're in the building to show some support for people that are down for the community.
Yeah, we're always down for the community.
Always.
So
we're here. We answer all questions. Just, you know, don't be
DM
shy.
Gets answered.
And we get that a lot. So we'll be out sourcing, and then we'll get messages like hours later saying, "I've seen you guys out sourcing." But
say hi, buy us a drink.
Yeah, don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Like,
we're just normal people like you.
Yeah, I get it. If you're like with your significant other and like that's a thing, especially if you're female and I'm like by myself, that could be kind of weird. You know, it's happened, you know, but like just like say hi, you know, like I had a girl like run up and hug me and then she's like with her husband and kids and it was kind of weird for a second. But I mean, just say, hey, you know what I mean? Like I appreciate that. Like I still don't get like recognized in public a lot. And so when it happens, you know what I mean? I'm still kind of psyched. Like I can keep track of it. You know, it's like, it's definitely like under 50 times or maybe even 25. I don't know, but it's always cool.
We were all the way out in Venice Beach. And then like he had a hat and glasses and was like, wait a minute, West Coast Goods.
I don't think I'll ever be that guy that's just like, that thinks it's not cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm just humble and I'm like appreciative that people even know who I am, or just like, yo, can I get a selfie? And I'm like, hell yeah, I was gonna ask you if you wanted one. Like
as happy as it's making you.
Really
you know
does.
what I mean?
It really does.
Yeah, man. Someone says, where's the like button? Come on. It's a little bit below the video.
And Flubby.
It's right next to the donation button.
Someone said, shout out Rosa and Luna from Richie Hustles. They'll appreciate that. Someone wants to say, ask, I can't see the question anymore, but it was, what was it? Is $500 enough to get started reselling? I'll let you guys answer that.
Definitely. There's so many.
Like, what would you do? Like, let's break it down. Like, what would you do if you were working a 9 to 5 right now, 40 hours a week, and you had $500? What would
if
you
I
do?
had $500
and you were just starting on Amazon with like, and I guess this is a great question for you because you have that new account that you're working with.
Right. Hey, that was totally me when I was on my internship. I was working 40 hours a week, non-paid. So I would go during my lunch break and on my way home. And then only things that were 100% ROI is what I would pick and put in my basket. You know what I mean? So I was like super strict on my purchase criteria. But I went often because you're not going to find that many items with 100% ROI.
Let me ask you real quick, Misty. Do you find stuff that Sam just doesn't find or he can't even see? It's invisible to him.
Yes, because I go to beauty and I know brands that.
See, we know what we know, right? Like it took me so long to get into the women's shoes. It took me so long. I was like uncomfortable to scan them or like let alone shoes, anything else. Like, like I sell a lot of
$49 donation.
Holy shit! Shots for everybody.
Yeah, that's worth the shot.
I sell a lot of bras, but it's just weird. You know what I mean? And Rosa will be like, scan this. And I'm like, this 3-ounce cream, like, why am I going to scan this 3-ounce cream? And I scan it and it's like $60. The rank is like 500. It's like $9. I'm like, damn, there's like 12 of them. You're like,
beauty is where the money's at because I go to Macy's and I know what is extremely expensive, which I have to be selective on purchasing.
Right.
And you go and you find these brands at Marshalls and TJ Maxx. So.
But
I'm going to be honest right now, guys. I think this might be like record-breaking super chat here. West Coast Goodz, West Coast Gems is bringing home the paper. I'm going to have to send you guys a PayPal payment or something. But Lee Redden came through with the $2 bill. Appreciate that. Side Hustlers with a Z on the end, so he's cool. Came through with the double $9.99 super chat, so he's double cool because he got the $9.99 double super chat. And then your boy Simple Life came through with the $49.99. Says much love, y'all are great. Simple Love, you just got into the top tier. What's up? What can I do for you, bro? Appreciate that.
Simple Life, if you accidentally added an extra 9 to that, I apologize.
Hey, no, I didn't even think of that. I thought we were just that good.
No, but
you're trying to devalue the content over here.
With $500, if you live in a sunny state, take advantage of the summers in yard sale.
Yes.
That's the only place you're really gonna find items for like $1 to $2 that can turn into 20 to 30. Yard sale. Be at the first yard sale 7 a.m.
We sit out front. Like we sit out front before the yard sale opens. You know what I mean? You got to
be there the night before.
We're paying for our entire wedding doing yard sales.
Right. And we love it. Yeah.
See, that's the thing is a lot of people don't understand this. And it's like when I tell people I want to get on the Ellen show, it's not because like I'm going to say, yo, you should sell books, right? It's because I'm going to say my story, where I came from, what I've done. And I want people to know, yo, like the average person, anybody in America starting from $0 could do $100,000 gross sales a year in junk from yard sales, garage sales, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, from telling people you'll haul away their trash and you take the good stuff out of it and sell it. Like, anybody in America can do it, and people just either don't know it or don't really believe in themselves, and I'm here to change that shit.
Yeah, they think, stuff at yard sales and garage sales is trash, but we find gems every weekend, so.
If no one's
goods and gems.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I mean, like, and of course, yes, I'm creating competition, but there's still so much out there for all of us. There's untapped marketplaces. There's way more stuff going to the landfill that's getting picked and resold for profit.
And that puts the fun in it, having that competition. We run into our students, our followers, every single weekend. We'll run into somebody, we're in Southern California. So
we ran into students last week in yard sale.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much abundance, right? And that's the way that I see it. Like my aunt, she's been in the game reselling clothing for a long time. And she was telling, she'll like go to LA to the fashion district and get all kinds of stuff, bring it to her store, sell it at the flea market, whatever.
We sold fake purses before.
Yeah,
but no, not fake stuff, real stuff, weird stuff. My aunt's a hippie. And she's telling me about like these textile mills where it's like the last stop in America for textiles for like fabric, right?
Okay.
Before they like shred it up and turn it into rags and bale it up and like send it off. And like you buy it by the pound and it's like who knows what, you know what I mean? Like, oh, Victorian era wedding dress, you know what I mean? Like crazy stuff you're gonna sell for like hundreds of dollars, or like they're like my aunt's an artist, so she'll like pull it out and like modify it, turn it to a skirt, you know what I mean, sell it for $300 or whatever. But it's just insane to just think that there's opportunity. Like, I mean, on that tip too, she's like an artist. She'll take something and just like, oh, I found this dresser. And then she'll like bang it up on the ground a whole bunch, paint it, bang it up again, bang it, nail some deer antlers to it, put a mirror on it. And all of a sudden it's like a one dresser drawer with deer antlers and a mirror, all some shit she got for like relatively nothing. And someone's buying it for $250.
Yeah.
Especially in California.
Yes, exactly.
Dude, where there is a will, there's a way. You know what I mean? Like, it's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't believe it. So let's see if we got any more questions before we head out here.
Who was our $49 donation? Because that deserves a shot.
That is Simple Life. I'm going to be real with you guys. I don't have a wine opener, and I put the cork in way too hard. I tried to use my teeth, and I think I broke it. So I can't. I can't drink anything. So I'm gonna let you know.
Right. Well,
like literally, I'm gonna be honest. I was trying to hide it. I don't know if anyone noticed it before, but like it's fucked. Like,
yeah.
Like what are you gonna do with that with no wine opener? You can't get a grip on that, bro. I tried to put my gopher teeth on that. It's not coming out.
All right.
Sorry. I'm sorry, man.
Well, here's a shot for the $49 donation. Come on, babe.
All right. Who was it?
Reezy Drink Champs.
No, babe.
Simple Life.
Simple Life.
Good Lord.
Simple Life.
Just be happy that I'm not freestyling and it's not 3 a.m. on Instagram.
Oh, it's ending on a freestyle.
I don't know about all that.
I have a love-hate relationship with tequila.
Yeah. No, it's actually great. I love it. Tequila, margaritas, all that stuff.
Yeah, but have you been keeping count?
No, not at all. No, I just drank like one glass of wine. I'm good.
You're all good. It's Monday.
Yeah.
I'm going to have like a cup of coffee after this. Let's see. Nakia Bond says, in Florida, yard sales are great, especially teachers selling at yard sales, trying to make money on their time off of teaching. Definitely.
Yes.
If you can find like a homeschool yard sale, oh, those are killer.
They're books. Oh my God.
Books and stamps. Don't sleep on stamps.
Are you selling them individually? Are you talking about rubber stamps or like paper stamps?
No, rubber stamps.
Dude, rubber stamps are sick, especially if you get like the old ones. And it's not like a fast seller, but it's like $5 to $10 a piece, and you always get them for like a quarter.
Yeah, and it's you always picking up 25, 30 in one shot for like $5, and it's good money.
Yeah.
Ryan says, Reezy, how come you never got into private label? So I don't talk about it a lot. I've talked about it before, but I did get into private label. I'm in private label. I have a product, and it didn't go so well. And for the longest time, I was really kind of ashamed of myself. And I don't know why, but I let the failure of it like push me back. But now I've kind of got to the other, like a year later, I'm around it. I think I'm only invested like $3,500 or $4,000 in the product, but I got a product that just doesn't sell a lot. The market is not very thick. And I made a modification that was kind of stupid, and it's kind of heavy, and I paid $6 and I'm trying to sell it for 20. So currently I'm actually blowing it out for super cheap and losing $3 on a unit. But what I've been doing is like blowing out of like, I'll sell like 10 units, lose $3 on each one. Then I'll put it back double the price, and I'll sell some units and make the money back. And then like doing it like that, flipping it back and forth. And so I'm not actually losing money on it, and I'm selling all the units, but it's like reaffirmed my confidence in private label, because I kind of just realized it works, right? But I just, if I paid less for this product, or if it's sold faster, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, oh, it works. I just don't have the variables fine-tuned. So actually going to be putting some attention into that and getting more into that, even maybe with some stuff that I'm going to launch under the Reezy Resells brand name, like Reezy Resells scanner armbands or whatever. Take the most popular one, because I've done some research on that. Turn that into like an all yellow Reezy Resells armband scanner thing, whatever. Create some shovels, you know what I mean? But I'm getting into it because it's like necessity, because my time is like is gnarly. My time is just super demanded right now.
For sure. And that's the beauty with reselling, is the learning process. Like it's, you take a blow with it, but you only grow from it. So that's
learn from your mistakes.
That's what we love about reselling, besides the freedom.
Besides the freedom. Someone said, take a lighter and burn the neck. Yeah, that's not going to happen. There's not a lighter anywhere around here. Let's see. Selling shoes has to be the best option for reselling, hands down. It depends if you have the capital. It's just, I think it's extremely capital intensive. You know, even if you have 10 grand to put into selling shoes, it's so easy to spend 10 grand in a weekend and then sit around waiting 3 months for them to sell. And if you think about that, you might think that's great, but that 10 grand is only flipping 4 times a year, which is really not that great. Ideally, you want to flip it like 12 times a year, right? So
Exactly.
you're going to have to price it more aggressively. You're going to have to buy stuff that's, you know, higher ranked than what you thought. And it's like shoes is tricky because shoes have a lot of variation. So you'll get on a Nike shoe or whatever, and it have like 25 colors, 40 colors. And the rank is killer.
Colors is huge.
Right, but rank with a lot of variations. For example, books have variations. It has new and used, right? So you don't know if the new one or the used one is driving the sales rank because they both drop the sales rank, right? And we can't tell. We don't have that information. So with shoes, you don't know which color unless you go and look at the reviews, because the reviews are attributed to what color, and then you have to count them out. Or if you use Resells, it does that for you. That's a Chrome extension. But it's like, you know what I mean? It's not perfect, especially when you're scanning. No scanning app, you know, tells you that. You just have to be smart enough to know, you know, well, these are orange camo, not black. You know what I mean?
Bright colors. But just like, you know, last week with the friends and family, we seen like everyone talking about these $20, you know, Nike Tangents. But you don't realize that everyone and their mom's buying it. And
right.
Everyone, you know, I'd say about a quarter of them are going to tank the price. So just because you're getting them $20, you know what? In 2 weeks, they're going to be $32 on Amazon.
Yep.
But that's just, you know, you're going to have to learn, you know, and make that mistake and learn from it.
It's part of the game. I mean, it's going to happen with everything.
Right. I think a lot of people just get blindsided by profit. I'm going to make money. But what they don't think is that, you need to protect your neck. You need to be willing to like lose some money so that you can make some money. Because if you hold out forever, like, and this, even I didn't learn this right away. It's like, look, I know I was trying to make $20 on this shoe, but like you said, it tanked, and now I can only make $6. You could be greedy and say, I'm going to hold out to try to make 10 or 15 or 20, and that day might never come. Or you can just say, fuck it, and sell it right now, because you can control when you sell it if it has volume on the buy and you put it at market, and then you make your $6 or whatever. And sometimes that decision might be worse. It might be you losing $3 or $5 or $10. But you have to be.
People might feel comfortable enough to say, "Hey, you know what? There's a lot of sellers on this. Let me break even." And then when they, you know, they picked up 20 pairs. I mean,
honestly, I think that's a really good pricing decision. Is either, hey, you can hold out, and I think that's also good because shoes usually recover over time. Like over a 3-month period, they'll always recover.
If you're buying items under 1% rank,
right? But on the other side, you know what I mean? You want to flip. You want to flip your shoes. And so you want to get your money back. Like, I know a dude that sells 500 pairs of shoes a day on Amazon. You know, he spent like $100,000 a weekend. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine the amount of cash or credit you're leveraging and how you have to like pay it off and be, you know, inclined to just push it? You know what I mean? And like, honestly, that's good. It's better than an index fund.
True.
I mean, what are you going to get? You know, 4%, maybe 7% if you're lucky. Awesome, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys tuning in. We've had a good time. We could probably talk for a couple hours. You guys got a date, right? Where are you guys going?
BC Drink Champs.
Yes.
We're going to get some sushi.
Yes.
Sushi. I love sushi. People, hey, we got fresh sushi on the West Coast. When I go anywhere and they're like, yo, let's get some sushi. And I'm like, nah, bro. Nah.
Oh, we got the spots.
Yeah. For sure.
Especially when you're big on sushi.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, you got to have the good sushi. So here in Santa Cruz, the best place is called Naka Sushi. Shout out to my dude, Naka. It's a small little mom and pop shop, but he got his fish. He flies fish in every single day to the airport, which is 20 miles away, and it gets delivered. The reason being because I guess the fish around here sucks, but also in California, I don't know if it's federal, but in California at least, right, you're supposed to flash freeze fish for 24 hours before you sell it after you catch it. But obviously, if you know you want fresh fish, you go buy it right at the dock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you import it like this dude to get around it. And you know what I mean? That's the good Maguro.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Got to get me some ahi tuna. Damn, I want to go have sushi
I know
tonight
right now.
Yeah.
You guys just made me so hungry. Put some sushi emojis in the chat if you guys are down with sushi.
You know the flight's only an hour.
Yes.
Dude, no, I'm going to be down there. You know I have a Disneyland pass, right? So I'm bound to be. You know they opened a Star Wars land, right? So
yes.
I might have to drag you guys in there. It'll be a little expensive to get everyone in there. You know what I mean? But you got to run through there. It's fun. What's your guys' youngest kid?
11.
Okay. Luna's 7. That might work.
West Coast
They could be
giggles.
friends.
Yeah, yes.
I know. I really want to do that, a Disneyland reseller meetup where like it's just like family friendly and we just chill inside the parks all day.
Yeah.
Next time you're out.
Definitely. Oh, look, we got the sushi. We got some spam masubi emojis coming through. I got love for spam masubi. That's what's up.
Bring
Awesome,
it.
guys.
I'm ready.
Well, hey, I really appreciate you guys coming out. Like I said before, if you're listening and or watching and you enjoyed this, please smash the like button. Leave a comment in the comment section down below letting me know what was your favorite part of the video. I'm going to pick someone from the comment section who has the best section that was their favorite, like nugget, and I'm going to send them a t-shirt. So you get to pick a shirt from my store, and I'm going to send it to whoever comments. Like, comment with the timestamp and your best, like, you think is the best quote or like nugget spot, and we'll get that out to you. So make sure you go subscribe to these guys on YouTube, Instagram, show them some love. Anything else, guys? Did I miss anything?
Send us 20 followers or comments that you liked, and we're going to send them West Coast Goodz Scotty Peelers.
West Coast Goodz Scotty Pillars. Yeah. All right, let me know who your supplier is. I got to get some Reezy Resells Scotty Pillars.
It's surprising how many people don't know what
to be honest, I'm not going to call them Scotty Pillars. They're just going to call Reezy Peelers or something. Like, why? Who is this Scotty guy, and why are we still calling him Scotty Peelers? Like,
all right, West Coast Goodz and Reezy Scotty Peelers.
You just gave me an idea. I'm gonna private label Scotty Peelers. They're gonna be called Reezy Peelers, but I'm gonna make an improvement. They're gonna be like ergodynamic with replaceable tips so that they don't wear out. You just put a new tip on it because you know they wear out.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Either way, though, guys, I appreciate your time, dropping some nuggets, telling us about your story. I'll definitely try and connect with you guys in the future if I'm ever down there. Stay in touch, and remember, you know what we say around here: if you ain't flipping,
you slipping. Or you
awesome.
Right.
Yeah, either way. Hang out here, guys, for a second. But thank you very much, listeners. I'll see you guys next Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the live shows. And make sure you tune into the podcast if you would prefer to listen. Just thanks for your ear, guys, and for your eyes. I appreciate you. Thanks for this moment. Have a good night, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.